This is a Global Original Podcast. Hello.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
Hello. Hello. I'm just seeing if there's a delay. There ain't a delay, is there?
There ain't a delay, is there?
No.
No.
Oh, I don't feel well today.
Oh, God. Alcohol related?
Well, I think it might have something to do with it. Yeah. And I've got a frog in my throat.
Have you lost your phone?
No, I haven't lost my phone. In fact, they're both here. In fact, I'll just turn them off while I remember.
Yeah.
There we go. Beep. Hang on, Nickers. Hang on.
Oh, my God. How long does it take to turn a phone off?
No, I've got two phones, an iPad, a computer, and another computer. So quite a long time. How are you, Nickers?
I tried to turn my phone off the other day, but it doesn't allow you to do it. You have to ask it.
What?
There's no button on my phone that turns it off. You have to ask it to turn off. I'm not making that up.
Oh, stop it. What do you mean? You have to speak to it and say,
Yes.
Turn off.
Please, pretty please, with sugar on top, will you turn off? You can't turn it off by using a button on it. It's not possible. You have to beg it to turn off.
Good God, you serious?
When have I ever not been serious?
That's true. You're not really the joking kind, are you?
Not
Nicholas?
really, no. Only for money.
Hang on a minute. I don't know if I believe you or not. I'm sure you're not lying, but I don't know if I believe it. There must be a way of switching it off without having to have the microphone pick up.
There is no alternative. You either believe me or I'm lying. Which is it?
I'm sure you're not lying.
Right. But you don't believe me.
I don't believe you.
Okay.
No, I'm not saying you're lying. What make of a phone is it? What make is it? I've never heard of that before in my life.
It's a Samsung. I think it's a Samsung.
Oh, I think it's a bit worrying, that, isn't it?
Well, it seems a bit alarming that there's no button to turn it off. You have to actually plead with it to turn your own bleeding phone off.
Yeah.
I mean, what if it said no?
Yeah, what if you said, actually, I don't feel like going off right now. I'll go off when I want to.
I'm going to sit here and monitor everything you do forever.
But that is what it's doing, though, isn't it? And people, I always have this argument with people because they have those like smart speakers in their houses. Mm-hmm. And I just say to them, I say, but it's listening to everything you say. No. It only hears you when you say, Alexa. Yeah. Oh, right. So it's listening for you to say Alexa. So that means it's listening to everything, right?
Everything.
And people just don't get it. It's like, like some people just go, no, that's not right. No, it doesn't listen to everything.
It does, though. It absolutely does. I'm pretty sure it listens for keywords and then sends you adverts based on what you've said in conversation.
Oh, yeah, definitely. 100% that happens. And that's why I would never have one of those speakers. And I know my phone does it as well, and it tracks.
Yeah, your phone does it as well. Yeah, of course it does. Yeah. Your phone is waiting for you to say, what's the Apple thing?
Siri,
Alexa, fight it out.
Yeah, but I don't have it switched on. I don't have Siri switched on any of my Apple devices.
Have you learnt nothing? Microphones are always on, even when they're off. It's true. People in radio should know this because, they should do, but they don't, because they'll chit-chat away in a studio, about, oh, God, I can't stand the boss. She's a right nightmare.
No, I know. You told me the other week. Yeah. You lost
everything is on all the time and being taped.
Being recorded, exactly. Yeah. Oh, it's a scary old future, Nickers. It really is.
It's not the future, Carol. It's the now.
I know it's the now, but I mean, it's just about to get worse, isn't it? It will get worse. It's like you can't do anything. Imagine if you were really like, un-PC and you liked telling unpolitically correct jokes.
Yeah, 1970s humour.
Yeah, they could come for you. They could literally come for you, couldn't they?
They could cancel you to death.
Well, there is no more cancellation than death.
That's the final cancellation. Yeah.
The ultimate cancellation. Oh, it's only a matter of time, isn't it, Nickers?
It is.
Really? Yeah.
But now we've piqued the interest of everybody's smart speaker. Let's play with it for a while. Alexa, put thermonuclear device on my shopping list.
Yeah, but I reckon that I would have thought that most people don't listen to podcasts on speakers. They probably listen on headphones while they're doing something or going somewhere. So in that case, it won't work, will it?
Well, it won't work for them, no.
No. But
everybody else, though, I mean, like World War III, you better get all your affairs in order because we're all about to die.
I can't... Unless there are entire families that all sit down to listen to the podcast.
That seems weird, though, doesn't it? Like they sit down to watch TV, David Attenborough, and then the silence descends on the room when lions do it. But that's like ancient history. People used to do that. I don't think anybody consumes any media together. I don't know. The kids are in their rooms. They've slammed the door. Oh, it's so unfair.
It's true, though, isn't it? Everybody's always looking at watching or listening to something else. Nobody... Remember when everyone used to sit down on a Saturday night and watch TV? Everyone.
Now, the kids are in their room. Mum's in the kitchen with a huge glass of wine, and Dad's out dogging.
Not that you're generalising in any way at all.
It's true.
Mum's in the kitchen with a huge glass of wine.
Somebody sent us a picture. Have you seen this?
No, I haven't. I haven't looked at anything. I've been so busy this week.
It's priceless. How do you... Because this isn't going to help anybody listening, but it's a picture of us in the future.
Right. Who's it? Excuse me. Who's it from? And then I can look it up quickly.
It's James Crees, and it was sent on Friday at 7:02 p.m.
Ah, excellent.
I'll just pause and let you find that.
Yeah, just pause. Friday. What was the date on Friday? That wasn't yesterday. Oh, yeah, okay, got it. Yeah, it's just downloading.
I thought you had the best internet ever.
I have, but I'm on this, aren't I? It uses it all up.
It's good, isn't it? We have to find some way of putting this on the internet because, or maybe I'll just tweet it. I'll tweet it on Monday. I'll tweet it on Monday as the ad for this. It's priceless. It's you and me in 20 years. And I can't get over how pleased you look. I mean, you're fit to burst.
It is absolutely brilliant, isn't it? It is brilliant. Well, you know who it is, though, don't you?
Well, the bloke looks like Charlie Watts.
It is Charlie Watts.
Is it?
Yeah, it is. And that's his wife because they run a greyhound rescue farm.
Oh, right.
So the greyhound kind of confirms that it is Charlie Watts and that's his missus.
And I imagine that's their vast house.
Yeah, I'm sure it is, yeah. I don't know where it is. I think it's in Surrey or somewhere like that. I remember reading about it. I remember thinking, oh, what a lovely couple to rescue greyhound dogs because we had a greyhound for years.
They're not very cuddly, though, greyhounds, are they? It's just bones.
Yeah, but nobody wants a fat dog, do they?
Well, not. Well, there's an in between. There's an in between skeleton and fat.
No, I think they're lovely, elegant, and they have really gorgeous natures. They are, yeah, they're really placid dogs. And I'll tell you what,
unless you're a rabbit.
Unless you're a rabbit, they're bloody lazy and all. I'll tell you, seriously lazy.
Well, all animals are essentially lazy. They eat and then lie down for 12 hours.
Yeah, they do. I know, but everybody always thinks that if you get a greyhound, you're going to have to go like running around tracks with it to get its exercise.
Right.
But they don't want to do that. Greyhounds just don't want to do it. It's like we used to have to drag our greyhound out. She never wanted to go for a walk. Maybe she was trying to get fat, trying to put on some weight.
It probably didn't want to go to the pub again. I can't believe how old Charlie Watts looks. I just thought it was an old geezer who looked like Charlie Watts, but that's actually Charlie Watts.
It is actually Charlie Watts, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Well,
hey,
I mean,
nice.
come on. They're old, aren't they, the Stones? They're really
very,
old.
very old. Yeah, they're just going out on tour, minus Charlie Watts, who's had a procedure of some sort.
Yeah. It's so good. It's so good.
All right, well, I'll tweet that then on Monday.
Yeah, you tweet it and I'll retweet it.
Yeah, all right. Save image as me and her. Right, are we ready to begin?
Oh, God, I'm always ready. Ever ready, me.
Well, like one of those little bunnies with the symbols. I'd like to see you do that, bashing your symbols together.
I am a bit like that, actually. When I've had a drink, I do act like that bunny when it's run out of batteries. Suddenly, just the light goes out.
So can I just check? This is you with the light on, is it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I'm fine, actually. I haven't had a drink today yet.
Today? It's 11:30 in the morning.
No, it's not. It's 1:30.
Oh, you're ahead. That's right.
Yes,
you're ahead.
We're an hour ahead of you. It's 1:30.
Wow. It's a whole hour and a half into the afternoon and Carol's still sober.
Shut up. No, I might not have one today. I did have quite a bit yesterday. We had a little lunch party for some of the neighbours. It was really nice. Yeah.
What, to apologise for your behaviour?
No, because one of them's moving. So, we just invited them round.
Right. Do you speak French?
On peu.
No,
a little
then.
Bit. A little bit.
That's a no, isn't it? First one. Hi, Nick and Carol. It's Sarah again here. Just wanted to thank Carol for her lovely signed pic that she took the time to send all the way from France. What a lovely thing to do. Exclamation mark. Like she's shouting at you. I'm sorry, though. I seem to have started something off with this. Nick, stop being so stubborn and send one of you. Lots of love sent from Carol's picture. No, you get nothing from me.
What? Don't be so miserable. Just send that picture of Charlie Watts and his wife out.
I'll tweet that back, yeah. There you are. Now shut up about it.
Yeah, see, I told you I sent it, didn't I, Sarah McNamara?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Which one did you send?
I don't know. It was old.
Was it one with your boobs out?
No. No, it was a publicity picture for LBC back in, I don't know when it was. It was donkeys years ago.
God.
And I actually don't look that different. I think I said that to you already. Look the same. Look exactly the same, only 20 years older.
What? I do recall you used to have a very creased face when you were 20.
Oh, it's still creased.
Yeah.
I don't know. When did we go back to LBC? When did we do that?
Oh, don't ask me about history. I have to look up Wikipedia to remember when I was in Luxembourg.
What do you mean when you? When you worked for Radio Luxembourg?
Yeah, Radio Luxembourg.
I thought you meant when you went on holiday to Luxembourg.
No, I've never been back. I would quite like to go back for like a day or, like a weekend at most. This is a lovely looking place. I mean, it really is. It's got a big square.
Well, the old bit is, yeah, but the new bit, all that EU bollocks. Oof.
Oh, that wasn't there when I was there.
No.
Right, dear Nick and Carol, my room is full of clutter, and however much stuff and clutter I remove from it, there's still an infinite amount of clutter. Any advice on how I can solve this problem would be much appreciated. Thanks, Lawrence. Yeah, I'm not very good at that. I can't throw anything away. You're a hoarder. Well, no, not a hoarder really, but I just look at something and think, oh, well, I'll probably be able to use that for something. Like in the hall, there's a radio that's about 20 years old, and the CD doesn't work. And I'll tell you how old it is. It's got a mini disc in it. Oh, has it? Oh, don't throw it away. It's a mini disc player and a CD player and a radio, and the radio doesn't work and the CD player doesn't work, and I haven't got any mini discs. I keep hold of it because I think, well, I don't know. It might work one day. Yeah, I'll use it as a doorstop. God, I've got thousands of mini discs, all mainly of us on the radio. Right. And I've got a mini disc player, a portable one. I don't know. I don't know if it plugs into anything. So it's a bit useless, really. I could do with a mini disc player, actually, that I could plug into my computer and then copy all the mini discs to. Then I wouldn't have to keep them in a bloody giant box. All right. Well, you can have mine. You'll find it in the skip at the end of the road. I'll chuck it in there for you. Is it like a portable sort of, music box thing? Well, you can carry it, but you can't put it in your pocket. It's like what the kids used to call a boom box. Yeah. Oh, I've got one of those, but it's older than that even. All it's got is cassettes. It's got a twin cassette on it and two speakers. It was, I don't know, I probably bought it in about 1979 or something like that. Well, that was the absolute outside edge of hot technology, a twin cassette player. Oh, my God. Yeah, it was, actually. I used to make mixtapes and then copy them and give them to people on the double tape. But listen, do you ever watch any of those programs, right, talking of clutter, where they go in and declutter someone's house and as they open the door, they literally can't get in because they're totally stuffed with crap. No, of course I don't watch any of those programs. Oh my God, is this what life is like in France for you? You're in one of the most beautiful places in the world and you're sitting in there watching some people's mound of rubbish. I don't watch it anymore. I have watched it. I used to watch it when I lived in rainy, cold England. Right. But no. It's been rainy and cold, by the way. You'll be delighted to learn. Oh, I thought it had cheered up. I thought it got warmer. Yeah, like warm like spring, not warm like summer. You're still baking hot down there, aren't you? Oh, there's a massive heat wave on the go. Yeah. The other day, our temperature thermometer thing read 46 degrees Celsius. Wow. Yeah. Oh, my God, that's too hot. I know, it is too hot. Literally, it's like if you go out and in the sun, it feels like someone's got a fan heater and they're putting it on your face right up close. It's so hot. It's unbelievable. But I don't think it's going to last for much longer. But I think it's the whole of Southern Europe is getting a bit of a heat wave at the moment. There's fires everywhere. Oof. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you're not in danger of that, are you? Well, we are quite close to mountains that have lots of trees on. And the fires do go because we see like the airplanes and the choppers that go and scoop water up from the sea. Yeah. They're always going backwards and forwards. But actually, we haven't seen them this year yet. Most years we see them, so it's not that far away. It's quite close. But there's also a lot of
sort of property in between. So I don't know how far they would get if they'd started to creep down. But yeah, it's a bit worrying.
Lots of other people's houses that can burst into flames before they get to you. That's nice.
Well, that's how it works, isn't it? It's like you can't, if it's not under control, the fire will do what it wants to do, won't it?
Yeah. You could do what farmers do, and you could set their houses on fire as a sort of fire break.
Well, they do actually, but and I was watching this documentary about that, and in Australia especially, where the government stopped the farmers from doing that because they said it was destroying the planet. And then there were just massive fires, and they ended up losing everything.
Yeah.
I mean, all these things that are done in the name of the green earth and saving the planet are more bloody destructive half the time. Shocking it was.
That's slight exaggeration, but we didn't really. And there's an email about that.
Oh, is there?
Do you want to hear that, or should we? Are we completely ignoring that bloke with the clutter problem? We haven't talked about it for a single second.
No,
sorry, Lauren.
We did. We talked about you hoarding and throwing your mini disc player out. Right. But the only way to get rid of clutter is be brutal or get someone else to do it. And then
no, I think that's the key. Get someone else to do it.
Yeah.
They have to tie you to a chair, and you just have to. But it's like clothes, for instance. I mean, I know that the adage is if you haven't worn it in a year, throw it away. But I haven't worn things in 20 years that I won't throw away.
Well, no, me too. But the only things that I really, really like, I've got my rule is this. If I buy something, I need to throw something out because a wardrobe has only got a certain amount of space.
Right, one in, one out.
Yeah. But the other thing is I've got this, I'm sure I've told you about the dressing up box before, haven't I? Ever told you about my dressing up box?
Well, I very rarely listen to what you say, but go on.
Okay, yeah, obviously. What's your name, Mark?
You could tell me anything twice and it'll come as news to me.
No one ever listens to anything I say. I don't know why I bother.
No, I don't either.
No, I've got this dressing up box. It's not actually a box. It's just like a storage thing where things, really, really important pieces of clothing, important in the sense that they remind me of certain times and certain places and certain things. And there are things that probably that I wore to death. Yeah. And so I
places where you've thrown up.
No. So I keep all those, and there's not much makes it in there. Oh. But last year when we were bored because no one could go out, I got them all out, got everything out, and put it all on, and took pictures of myself in these clothes, like clothes that I'd literally bought a pair of jeans from like 1976 and things like that. And I could just about get into the stuff, but it didn't fit very well. Obviously, it was a bit tight.
Yeah, you could get into it, but not sit down.
No, that's right, or do the jeans up. But I did get into them. And then I wrote about it, actually, in my best column. And put all these photos of me squeezing into these trousers, like ridiculous, looking like a big, fat old grandma. Dressed in 1970s clothes with Lurex socks. But that's the clutter that's about all the clutter I have. I'm good. I'm really good. I just don't keep shit.
Well, yeah, okay. So I think we've sort of solved that. You just have to be very, very strict with yourself.
Yeah.
Lawrence.
Why do you keep clothes, though, if you haven't worn them for 20 years? You just keep them in the wardrobe and think, oh, I might wear that one day.
Because there's nothing wrong with them. I mean, I don't keep things that I can't ever possibly fit into again. What's the point of that? But things that do still fit, and things do still fit from, like 20 or 30 years ago. I think, well, why throw it away if there's nothing wrong with it? And then it goes back into the wardrobe for another 20 years probably. I mean, look at that picture of Charlie Watts. Yeah. He's thin as a rake. He probably can still wear the same clothes he wore at 14.
Well, they all are, aren't they, the Rolling Stones?
They are. They're not only are they all thin, but they've all got their own hair.
And and teeth by the looks of it. None of them, and teeth by the looks of it.
Oh,
none of them have that kind of, that new teeth look.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? Like most people in the public eye do, and a lot of pop stars have that look, and they all just look they just look natural, and they've just been allowed to get old. Isn't that what a lovely thing, to just be allowed to be old and still do the same thing that you do and not look tragic? Because I don't think the Stones look particularly tragic when they're performing. Do you? I don't think they do.
No, I think they look pretty cool, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, Keith Richards, whoever's styling him, I imagine he doesn't do his own kit, He's got people for that, to weave beads in his hair and all of that. He looks... He looks sort of both dead and alive. As though nothing could possibly ever kill him. In the event that Alexa does purchase thermonuclear devices on behalf of the people that are listening to this, then it will only be cockroaches and Keith Richards left alive.
He does appear to be pretty indestructible, doesn't he? Yeah. When you imagine what the abuse he must have put his body through.
Exactly. I mean, all of them, the stuff they've done, and they still look like that. How has that happened?
I don't know. It's not fair. It's just not fair. And I don't think that money has anything to do with that. They're just cool. Anyway, we're not.
No, not even remotely.
We're tragic.
We're not on nodding acquaintance with cool. Yeah. Right, so there you are, Lawrence. Just do it.
Just do it. Get someone else to do it. Stop mithering.
Exactly. Stop moaning. On that climate change thing, Did It and Carol. Now, you can sausages this at any moment. All right?
Yeah, go on. Yeah, I'm ready.
Did It and Carol, I was most impressed with Carol's analysis of climate change science the other day. I realise now that you just need to look at the sky to know more than the so-called experts and scientists. However, it got me thinking. All these aeroplanes flown by pilots with years of training and tests every 6 months, and surgeons that supposedly need loads of study and boring exams before they can start hacking bits out of people. Architects, too, they're only designing buildings. What are all those courses for? I mean, wouldn't it be better and save lots of money if we had ordinary people doing this stuff instead of the elites? I mean, how hard can it be? I think Carol should head up the new, simpler training programs. She could put in a good word for me. I fancy a career change, but it needs to be quick as I'm getting on a bit. Thanks, Chris from Twickenham.
Well, it's the boring old argument, isn't it? You can't have an opinion on something unless you're an expert in the field.
Yeah.
And it's pathetic, really. It's like if you talk about anything to do with the sea thing, people instantly say to you, and it's, you're just having an opinion. People instantly say to you, oh, when did you become an epidemiologist? And I'm like, well, I didn't.
I think you are an epidemiologist if you can say epidemiologist.
Yeah, that's all you need to be able to do to be one. There's a lot of people working for the government at the moment that do not appear to have those qualifications, and yet they're taken very seriously indeed. So I don't know. I mean, it's just a stupid, boring argument, isn't it? And actually, looking at the sky does tell you a lot.
What?
Well, I can see here that the sky is blue. It's got no clouds in it today. And over there's a great big orange thing that is setting fire to everything.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's just a stupid comeback to people who have opinions on things. And I do think a lot of the green bollocks is bollocks. I think it really is. And it's the next big thing, isn't it? It's like, ooh, code red. Ooh, the planet's ending next year. It's just like, just rubbish.
Right. So there you are.
There you go.
Problem solved.
Yes, big problem solved.
Dear Nick and Carol, I'm very fond of your podcast. I listened to a few of them on my cycle from Greenwich to Twickenham the other day and had to stop in Richmond Park to catch my breath from chuckling. My problem is trying to get my mother, who turns 70 next month, to try new things. I thought she'd like this podcast. Please see this actual transcript from our recent WhatsApp conversation. Me. Hi, Mum. Do you like Carol McGiffin? Mum. No. Why? Me. Never mind. She is very set in her ways. She likes dogs and gardening and not much else. How can I help her be more open-minded? Best wishes, Phil. And then there was another email that says, hi, please can I retract this? It's occurred to me she may listen to this podcast after all, and I don't wish to cause her offence. Thanks, Phil.
Oh, what about me? Don't mind me. You're not going to cause your mum some offence, but what about me? Do you like Carol McGiffin? No. Why?
Why?
Oh, I don't care. Not every. Loads of people don't like me, obviously, but why should I bother? Why should I be bothered?
Concentrate on the ones that do like you, because they're more deserving of your time.
Well, yeah. I tell you, these people that just take offence and get upset at nasty things that are said to them or about them. It's just like, why do you even give a shit? I can't, honestly, I can't be bothered.
I've just realised that you have titled yourself, for the purpose of this recording, Miss World. Who the hell do you think you are?
You've only just noticed, Nicholas.
Yeah.
Well, I try and do a new name every week. I think at one point it was Arseface.
Yeah, that was much more apropos.
But you've got your real name on it, haven't you?
Yeah.
Nicholas.
Oh, yeah, that's right. How did that appear? I didn't write that. I must have put that in my... it must have auto-filled when I made an account. So...
yeah. Does anyone call you Nicholas apart from your mother when she's angry with you?
No, no one at all.
Well, I'm going to start calling you Nicholas.
Yeah, you better not. Dear Carol and Nickers, please help me. Why can actors not have drinks in their cups and drink actual liquids? They pretend drink. Cup waggling and talking without even swallowing a drink is becoming an obsession, not even mentioning the practicalities of holding a hot cup or burning of the mouth itself. I may have to stop watching TV and film. I cannot get me through this. Thank you. Patricia, sent from my insulated thermos cup.
I don't know. It's a bit mad, isn't it? It's like when they go in the Queen Vic in EastEnders, and they give them a beer, and there ain't beer in it. It's like, why not? Wouldn't it be funny to see someone really honestly drunk in a soap rather than acting drunk?
I wonder if being drunk actually looks less real than acting drunk.
Ah, that's a good point, Nickers. Yes, because it's quite difficult to act drunk because it's always overacted, isn't it?
Yeah, I think you have to exaggerate the drunkenness.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you'd have to get absolutely paralytic for it to come over on screen as being drunk. I mean, you'd have to wipe the rest of the day, wouldn't you? Just a small scene of a drunken, encounter in the old Vic. Is it the old Vic?
The Queen Vic.
The Queen Vic, right. You just have to cancel the rest of the day's shoot.
Well, Phil Mitchell, he was a good drunk, actually, a good actor drunk.
Right.
He did quite well, actually, but I don't know. Everyone else, you can't. It's just embarrassing. I mean, the thing is, when you're drunk, genuinely drunk, you try not to look drunk, don't you? And
exactly. Yes, you make an effort not to appear reeling. Yeah, so that's the hard part, is because then it looks just like not much, I would imagine. It just looks like you're having a difficult day. So that's why it's better to act drunk, because then you can do all of the things that people see little bits of and amplify it.
You can get away with anything then, can't you? Oh, I was drunk. People use it as an excuse all the time. Oh, I was drunk.
People, you mean you?
No, I never do. I take responsibility for my behaviour. I would never say to someone, oh, I'm sorry, it was because I was drunk.
Yeah, you hear that all the time. Oh, yeah, I was driving through town past a nursery school at 150 mile an hour, and somebody told me to slow down. So I got out and I stabbed them. But I was just really drunk at the time, that's all.
It's true, though, isn't it? People think it's a get out for everything.
Amazing.
Really, really
I've been
bad
drunk.
behaviour.
I've been drunk and I've never stabbed anybody. Maybe that's just me.
No, nor have I. I might have been a bit rude to people when I've been a bit drunk.
You? Miss World?
You? Yeah.
That is a good point, though, Patricia. People on TV, they never eat, ever eat.
No.
But they also don't drink. And you can see them pretend drinking. Like they'll have a cup of coffee or something and they put it up and they swig it and then they start talking straight away without swallowing because there's nothing in the cup.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. They don't really eat. In EastEnders, when I used to watch it, obviously I don't anymore, they were always having like massive fry-ups for breakfast, right? Proper English, full English breakfast. But no one ever ate them. And they were always ended up in the bin. It was always like a point of, oh, you've done this and I'm not talking to you, so I'm not eating the breakfast. And then it just goes in the bin. It's every single time. I've never seen anybody tucking in to a proper breakfast in EastEnders. Maybe they do now because they might have changed. But
at most, they just push the food around the plate.
Yeah. Or they sit there talking while with the knife and fork in their hand for about half an hour. It's like, well, that's going to go cold. I want to eat it. I want to eat it for them.
Yeah.
The other thing they do is, it's I don't know what else you would notice it in. I used to notice it in EastEnders all the time. There were always people like leaving the square, and they would always leave in a black cab. And I used to think, look, they can't even afford a washing machine in their house. How can they afford a bloody black cab to go to Stansted Airport? It would cost about 80 quid.
Yes.
So there was that. But then the big annoying thing was they would walk out of the house with a giant bag which was supposed to be full of stuff and literally like carry it with a little finger because there's obviously nothing in it. And even like their handbags have nothing in them, nothing at all, and they're just walking around with like, flat bags.
I can't believe that people still watch that. I mean, it's just so depressing. I've never seen a whole one. I get depressed just listening to the tune. And the moment that tune is over, it'll be some ugly person shouting at another ugly person. It's like it dipped in misery instantly. Why would anybody watch that?
Oh, I used to love it. I don't know why. I think everyone has a soap that they are fond of. And I always watched EastEnders. I never really watched Coronation Street, and I never really watched. I did watch Brookside, but no, it was always EastEnders. And then I don't know. When I moved, I just kind of lost interest in it, and I didn't.
What it is the old Johnny Rotten line: a cheap holiday in other people's misery. That's such a great line.
But the thing is, when you watch a soap, it's good to see them miserable because it actually makes you realise you ain't that miserable. Right. It's something to compare yourself to because you go, oh, my God, at least we're not like that.
Yeah. So at least we can eat our breakfasts.
At least we eat our breakfast and put things in our bags. As any woman would confirm, no woman walks around with nothing in her handbag, apart from the Queen.
Yeah, exactly. They walk around with everything they've ever bought. Well, at least a receipt for everything they've ever bought. What's that about?
Honestly, I don't know. But my handbag is so heavy. And
here we are, back with clutter again. Just get rid of it.
I can't get rid of my handbag. What am I going to carry my stuff in?
You get rid of half of your stuff. Seriously, tip up your handbag right now and get rid of half of it. Just do it.
Can't.
Or do it later.
Oh. Oh.
Here we go. Reach into your handbag and just rummage around and pull out the first thing and just tell me what it is.
It's a ring.
A ring?
Yeah, it's a ring.
A ring?
A ring, yeah.
What's a ring doing in your handbag?
Because I put it in there because my friend gave it to my neighbour.
Oh, okay, too long a story. Boring.
She came round yesterday and said she couldn't wear it anymore because of her arthritis. And could I give it back to Nikki? And I said, actually...
never asked.
I said, actually, Nikki is never going to see that ring again because I'm having it.
Please stop talking.
You know, Nikki, you've talked about her before because I didn't answer the phone to her.
I've got no idea who you're talking about.
Oh. All right, maybe it wasn't you then.
Oh, God.
It might have been someone else. I don't really talk to anybody else. I hate talking on the phone. I've told you that before. So I don't talk to anyone else. You are about the only person apart from Mark all week that I talk to by voice rather than sending messages.
But this is like talking on the phone. I mean, I'm not holding a thing to my ear, but it's the same.
I know it is, but it's different, isn't it? There's no delay and there's no stupid mobile signal cutting out, and because there always is when you're on the phone to someone, always. And I can't bear it. It just drives me mad. It makes me very grumpy.
Dear Ned and Errol.
Oh, Ned and Errol. Oh.
On planes, you must still turn off all radios in your phone, i.e. the 3G, 4G, the Wi-Fi, the Bluetooth and the GPS, so they don't interfere with the cockpit radios. These days, you can keep the device on so that you can play games, watch downloaded videos, listen to music and podcasts, and make drafting notes for your magazine column. This is why most phones have an aeroplane mode to turn off all radios while keeping the device on. You can turn the radios on again when you land, and the danger of confusing the in-flight navigation systems into causing the plane to crash and a blazing fireball has passed. Cheerio, Lottie Q, sent from the overhead locker of seat 3B. So there you are.
Well, I can't believe it. I just don't believe it. I mean, I know you can put your phone onto air flight mode or flight mode, whatever they call it. I know you can do that, and the phone still works. You can access all the stuff on it that doesn't need a signal.
Yeah.
But how many times? Loads of people don't turn that on planes, and I told you last week you can hear people's phones ringing sometimes when it picks up a signal if it's flying over somewhere.
Yeah.
And I as far as I know, I don't think a plane has ever come down because of a interference from a mobile phone signal.
Right, here we are again back at the I was most impressed with Carol's analysis of climate change science the other day. I refer you to the email I read some moments ago.
Well, I don't know. It doesn't really. No, it doesn't wash, and I don't have to believe it.
Carol, if you don't turn your phone off, I'm calling the captain, and we're going to sellotape you to your seat.
Yeah, but some airlines don't even tell you to do that anymore. And they used to say, oh, you can't use your phone until you get inside the terminal building, but they don't even say that anymore either. I'm
going to turn this plane around and have you arrested at Heathrow.
Yeah, but look, say your phone's in your bag and it's up in the locker above your head, right? And the plane's moving and you're not allowed to take your seatbelt off and get up and you go, oh, my phone's on.
Yeah, right.
Well, that's it. What are you going to do about it?
You're just going to have to die. That's all.
Well, how many plane crashes have been caused by a mobile phone signal? I would say none.
But you don't know that you're so sure of your opinions that are right, based on no knowledge of any kind whatsoever. You are a wonder, Carol.
No, it doesn't need knowledge. You believe your eyes, right?
Of course it needs knowledge.
No, you can believe your eyes. You can believe what you see. And if it doesn't make sense in your head, then you're right to question it. You should question these things.
Okay.
Because there's stupid rules for no reason, just pointless rules so people can tell you off and shout at you all the time.
You're not going to get any more gin. That's it. You're cut off.
Well, they don't serve it on planes anymore anyway, do they? They don't serve bloody anything anymore. Can
you take your own?
Yeah, you can, yeah.
Are you allowed to consume your own booze on a flight? Can you take a six-pack on, really?
No, I don't think you can consume your own booze. I don't know how they would stop you, though, because they don't serve you anything anymore because of COVID.
But they don't take any crap on planes, do they? Because they've been given this power to ruin your day and with no consequences, so which is a power they will utilize at any opportunity.
Yeah, you're right. They do, and it's the purpose is to make your journey as unpleasant as possible. These days, it never used to be like that. When I used to fly a lot on Qatar Airways, it used to be. I used to look forward to it so much. It was a massive treat and part of the holiday. I would absolutely love it. It was such.
Well, where were you flying on the plane?
Well, usually to Bangkok.
No, on the plane, where were you sitting?
Well, depends. Depends how flush I was feeling at the time. Because they used to sell, sometimes in economy, but quite often in business class, but only when they had special offers on. Like when you could get it dirt cheap for, it's still a lot of money, but it ain't that much.
Right, it wasn't the price of a house.
No.
Not always. I mean, if you think about what people do on a plane, it's absolutely ridiculous. People spend £1,000 to sit in a slightly more comfortable seat and still get airline food. If I asked you to sit in an uncomfortable seat for 8 hours and I'll give you £1,000 and you can get up when you like and you can eat to food off a plastic tray, but I'm going to give you £1,000 at the end of it. You'd snatch it out of my hand, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but you're missing the point, you see, because it is okay. You're right, especially if you're doing an overnight flight and you want a bed. It's like the most expensive hotel room in the world,
and also one of the worst. I mean, you're sharing it with 600 other people.
Exactly, yeah, and people are snoring and God knows what. I mean, it is quite hideous. But before they had the separate pod bits that they have in business class, like you had your own space.
Yeah.
You used to have to sit next to someone. And when you sort of put the seat back, because they didn't go flat in those days, you're like sleeping in the same bed as a stranger. Yeah.
Their jaw is falling into your open mouth.
Yeah, no. It was odd, but you didn't even think about it. I got upgraded once when I went to New Zealand I think it was 1998. And I got upgraded on the plane and I was like, wow, this is great. And then I suddenly thought, hang on, there's a strange bloke next to me and we're both going to go to sleep in a minute next to each other in the two chairs. And it just
practically under the same blanket.
Yeah. I did think it was a little bit, because at least if you're in economy, everybody's like, there's 5 of you, isn't there? It's a bit more communal rather than, intimate, like sleeping next to a strange man that you've never met. Ooh, it was a bit weird.
Yeah.
Good, though. It was good to get upgraded back then.
I've only been upgraded once in my entire life, and that's because I happened to work for the radio station of a bloke that owned an airline. I can't possibly tell you who it was.
Oh, I know. I think I know what you mean, because I used to work for them as well, didn't I?
Yeah. And
well, we went to New York on the same plane, remember?
I remember almost nothing about it. I was really sick that day. We were the stupidest thing in the world. They took us to New York for 2 days in, was it February? Coldest place I've ever been in my life. And you can't get like acclimatized in like 3 days from here to New York. Never mind about bounce out of the airport and straight into clubbing. It was ridiculous. I bounced out of the airport straight to bed in the hotel, and I think I pretty much stayed there. I felt dreadful.
No, I used to do that a lot as well. Go to New York for the weekend. I used to go to Bangkok for the weekend.
That's
Seriously.
ridiculous. That's insane.
No, it isn't. It was very easy back in the day. You could fly on a Friday afternoon, and then you get there Saturday afternoon again, and then Saturday night, Sunday night, fly back overnight Sunday night, and be back Monday morning. Easy.
But what could possibly be worth doing all of that you could find in Bangkok? What were you doing when you got there?
Going shopping and going to the
shopping,
bars, going to restaurants.
You know what? You know where else has got shops? Everywhere.
Yes, but not like markets full of fake stuff. That's what I used to go for. I used to come back with about 15 handbags. I don't have them anymore because they fell apart, obviously, because they were fake. But it was. That's how easy it was to just fly, and you could get a flight for like 300 quid all the way to Bangkok and back.
Wow,
seriously. And I used to do it for New York. Well, the secret is you just don't adjust the time. You just stay on your time the whole time.
Right.
And you don't try and
fit in.
No, exactly. So what they say about jet lag, if you haven't got the time in a place to recover from the jet lag, you might just as well ignore it. Just pretend it's not happening and be on the wrong time. Because everything was open then as well. Everything was always open like all night and all day. So it didn't really matter what time. It was like being in a casino.
Yes.
No clocks.
Well, that is an interesting concept. I would like to go back to one of those bars in Bangkok on the roofs of a hotel, because that was like having a drink in Blade Runner. That was just amazing.
Oh, they are amazing. There's loads of them as well. They're probably all, I don't know if they're still going because no tourists have been allowed to go there for nearly 2 years now. So I don't know.
Now, I don't want to talk about this, but I am curious because France is I can't believe that France is, their government is acting even more authoritarian than ours.
Yeah.
You can't go into a bar or a restaurant now without your COVID pass. How are you going to manage that?
Well, we can't. You can't go into a hospital either. Can you believe that? Seriously. It's not a joke. He's gone. Macron,
Wait a minute. Back up. You can't go into hospital unless you can prove that you're not ill. That's
right. And that's medical buildings and hospitals, unless it's an emergency. So you can go into A&E without it, but apart from that, you can't have nothing unless you've got 2 jabs, a COVID pass, or you've had a test within 2 days, or you've been tested positive for antibodies, having had an infection in the last.
Never mind about hospital. I mean, you don't go out to hospital at night, do you? You go out to the bar. How you go? Have you just decided not to go anywhere?
Yeah. Well, we can't. We literally can't. And if people come and see us, we're like, well, we can't go out. We just can't go out. But the good news is, I mean, the French are, you know what they're like. They're a bit revolting, and they revolt. I mean, I mean that in a good way. They're revolting in a good way because they're seriously pissed off about this.
Yeah. No, I've seen the protests. Yeah,
they're marching. 200 towns and cities across France yesterday marching, having protests. And there's another one. I think there's another one in Nice today. We're going to go down there. But it's... And they're really upset. And these are not people. And what you read, if you do read anything about these protests, you'll read, they're all anti-vaxxers. They're not. Most people have had the jabs, but they don't want to use the pass. And that's what it's about. And it's 100% about that.
Right. Okay, can we drop that there? Because I don't want to talk about this because it's just like work.
No, all right, yeah. But can I just say as well that there are thousands of restaurants in France that have said they're not going to implement it because they're not the police and they don't agree with it. And if they get shut down, they get shut down, which is fantastic. Really, that's the spirit, isn't it, Nickers?
Don't drag me into this. Hello, Nick and Carol. Until 18 months ago, I used to love reading Carol's column in the Best magazine. However, the Invisible Menace came along, meaning I can no longer stand in the supermarket magazine section reading it.
Yeah.
I don't wish to buy it because I'm tight. Please help, says Adrian, sent from a £10 million mansion.
I know. But honestly, it's just ruined everybody's fun, hasn't it? The Invisible Menace. That's what I'm going to call it from now on. The Invisible Menace.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I suppose you can't. Do they still sell paper copies? I don't know. I thought everybody read things on iPads now, and I don't suppose you can go in and touch magazines anymore, can you? Like on planes, they don't have those magazines in the thing anymore.
Don't they? I always used to think, it's a bit icky. I mean, everything about a plane is icky. But magazines, people thumb through them with their sticky fingers. They've just been putting them in their mouths and, yeah, no thanks.
Yeah, but that's that's been going on in dentists and doctors' surgeries for donkey's years.
I guess so, yeah. I mean, if you really do want to read Running magazine from 1986, simply go to the doctors.
You would come across the most strange magazines, wouldn't you, in the doctors and the dentists, and there was just a pile of them, and they were all, and hairdressers actually. Hairdressers used to give you magazines as well,
God, yeah.
They?
It used to be my favourite part because I would bury my face in a magazine while they were, trying to fix my hair, because the last thing you want to do is look at your reflection in the mirror, because I don't know what it is about barbers and hairdressers' mirrors. They make you look hideous. You think, God, who is that senile old goat who's it's me?
You're so right about that, Nicholas. It's one of the reasons I hate going to the hairdressers, because I do not want to sit there under that terrible lighting, looking at myself, looking twice as old as I actually am.
Right.
Why do you have to? The hairdresser's not looking in the mirror; he's looking at your head.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? Why do they need to have a mirror in front
It's
of you?
It's completely unnecessary and furthermore cruel.
It is cruel. It's like in gyms when people stand there looking at themselves on a running machine. Why are you looking at yourself running, crying out loud? It's just, I just don't want to do it.
They're taking an inventory of everything that jiggles.
It's just vanity, isn't it? It's just vanity. You don't have to have a mirror in front of you to lift up a heavy weight. But
no, there. I think you are a bit wrong there, because it's all about form. I mean, when you're lifting weights, you need to get the form right, and the only way you can tell whether you're doing it right, to avoid injury, is by looking at yourself in the mirror. So
how
running.
Would you know that? You don't lift weights.
Well, I go to the gym about once a week.
Yeah, to look at yourself in the mirror.
Yes. Like, wow, I look so much better than in the barber's mirror. I'm going to tell him to get this mirror.
Oh, do you know what? I just hate it. I hate it so much. I put off going to the hairdressers because I don't want to look at myself in the mirror. I
went the other day and the normal bloke who does me wasn't there, and a tattooed girl was behind the counter. I said, "Can you fit me in now?" Because you have to make an appointment to go to the barbers. It drives me up the wall. And she said, "Yeah." She actually said, "Yeah, all right."
All right.
And so she started, and just before she did her first snip, I said, "Oh, you're new here, aren't you?" And she said, "Yeah." I said, "Oh, how long have you been cutting hair?" She said, "Since April." Since April. Snip. I thought, oh God, too late now.
How was it?
Well, I wouldn't say that it was exactly straight. There's a bit that's got just above my ears. There's kind of a ridge, like a shelf, like a continental shelf. It comes down and then goes in to where my ears are.
Oh God, just send me a picture. You're so annoying.
I'm not sending you a picture.
You didn't send me a picture of you with long hair, and now you're not even gonna. You're telling me that's what happened to your haircut, and you're not even gonna send me a picture.
No. Oh. Dear old Nick and Carol McGiffin, will you adopt me as your parents, like Christina is adopted by Joan Crawford in Mummy Dearest? Daddy dearest can take me to visit nice gardens, and Mummy dearest can feed me patisseries in France. Alas, I don't have any wire hangers, but I'm sure I can find something else to stick in my dresses that will enrage you both, and you can thrash me later. Thanks, Mummy and Daddy, says Kevin. P.S. I don't want to wear dresses or swim in pools, but I want to make you both proud.
That is brilliant, actually. That is brilliant. That's a brilliant problem. But the answer is no.
No, it's a no from us.
It's a no from us. Oh, it's just reminding me of that film. God, yes. It's a bloody good film, that.
I still take clips from that. I am not one of your fans.
Do you really? Are you allowed to do that?
Probably not, no. Hello, Nick and Carol. I'm just checking if Nick and you, Carol, have your senior citizen rail card, where you will save up to a third on rail travel. I know Nick wants to go to Bournemouth, but is bemoaning the cost. A 3-year rail card costs 70 quid, which I'm sure Nick will recoup in no time. You can thank me later. Best wishes, Venise. Yeah, you can stuff it, Venise. Senior citizen. I am actually eligible for a senior citizen rail card. How embarrassing is that? I mean, that's just how? I'm only 19, Carol.
Well, I've got one.
Have you?
Yeah. Well,
I could have one of those free OAP bus passes, but I'm just slightly not in an eligible area, just by like a couple of feet.
Oh. Well, it wasn't free, my rail card. Yeah, I think you still have to pay for it, don't you?
The rail card, yeah, but the buses, I think buses are free if you're over 60. I still can't get used to that over 60 thing. I mean, 50 sounds old. Let's not go down that road again.
Oh, I know. I'm not going to have a bus pass. I'm not. I should be. I don't know. What do you mean you don't qualify for the area?
Right. You've got to be in London, and I don't live in London.
Ah, right.
Because, it's Sadiq Khan. Thanks a lot, Sadiq Khan. Bastard.
Don't mention his name. It makes my blood boil.
Who? Sadiq Khan?
Right, that's it.
Sadiq Khan?
I'm serious. I'm going to unplug you in a minute if you say it one more time.
Dear Nick and Carol. Nick, how can you hate history so much? Something you've mentioned several times on your show when you've lived through so much of it. Wow.
Yeah, that'll learn you.
Oof. You two oldies spend most of your time talking about the good old days on this podcast anyway, including music, cars, comedy, traveling, and house prices, to name but a few. Mm-hmm. This podcast should be renamed, Can You Hear Me? A History with Nick and Carol.
Can you hear me?
Hello?
I'm 61, you know. Way! People start clapping you when you tell them your age. That's a real sign of being old, isn't it? People they do.
And as you slip from the stool under the table with a glass in both hands, people are tutting to each other. She's 61.
She bloody looks it these days.
Oh. There's more to this thing.
Oh.
It says, my problem is, there is a problem. I've spent thousands of pounds on a history degree when I could have just listened to this. If I quit university, will you please start a history podcast? Keep in mind, I won't pay you £9,250 a year. Many thanks, AJ. Sent from 1974.
Sent from 1974. Oh, it's a great year.
It was a pretty good year, yeah.
It really was.
I had a purple, what do they call them? A purple bum freezer jacket with collars so big you could land a plane on them.
What are you talking about?
1974.
What's a bloody bum freezer?
Yeah, bum freezer, like a jacket, like a, what do they call them? They used to call them bum freezer jackets because they ended at your waist.
What are you talking about?
A jacket.
What? Are you just making this up?
No. What do they call it?
A jacket is a jacket. It's not a bum freezer. No one's ever called a jacket a bum freezer.
I absolutely guarantee you that they have. In fact,
No.
I will Google it to prove it.
There's a jacket, and then there's a coat. A coat covers your bum. A jacket doesn't.
Well, it does.
Therefore, why would you use another name for it?
Does cover your bum. Bum freezer. Definition and meaning, Collins English Dictionary. Any of various similar styles of short jacket worn by men. Ha ha, charade you are.
I don't believe you.
Well, look it up. I refer you to the email I read some moments ago. I was most impressed with Carol's analysis of climate change science. That one. I don't believe it's true.
Don't believe you. I've never heard it, and I'm older. I'm as old as you. So
Older.
why don't I know? I know it says jackets worn by men, but
See?
why? Why can't a woman have a bum freezer? I thought that a bum freezer would be like a box that you sat on that was really cold, gave you piles or something.
Yeah, because people are always going into shops asking for one of those.
Have you got any bum freezers?
I'm trying to curate some piles, and I'm interested in looking at your selection of bum freezers, please.
Yeah, I've never had piles, and I really want to know what it feels like. So, can you got any bum freezers? Oh, Nickers, you really are. I mean, that's not history, though, is it? It's not really history. It's not.
History.
It's culture. It's culture. It's not history.
Well, culture is history.
It's not. Well, it isn't. I mean, that not in the classic sense, is it? History is history.
It's this is cola now. Classic.
When you say you can't be bothered with history, don't like history.
Don't like it.
Well, I know, but I mean, it's just ridiculous. So you don't even know about how things came about. You don't know about the Industrial Revolution and if you knew,
please, I'm all ears. Tell me about the Industrial Revolution.
If you knew more about history, then you would also know that the climate changes all the time.
Oh, shut up.
Well, you would.
Silence.
No, I won't.
Dingleberries. There you are. I have deployed the dingleberries, which means we must immediately start talking about a prearranged subject, but we haven't got one.
We haven't got, no.
God.
Oh,
well, we just have to drop that there and do some more. How many have we got? Oh, God, there's so many.
Oh, come on.
For those who haven't been completely satisfied this week, we'll try to hang them over to next week.
All right, well, we're going to stop asking for them then because we need to catch up because these poor people really need our help, Nickers, and they're getting bumped by people with newer problems.
Hi, Nick and Carol. I have a real problem I've been keeping inside for so long now. I feel I'm about to combust any second. My problem is that I am too understanding and forgiving with people in my life, particularly a guy I have met online. He cancels on me, frequently leaves me on read. What does that mean?
I don't know.
And always has some ludicrous reason not to see me. Broken bones, childcare issues, family problems. I am always understanding and we are rearranged, but I'm getting to the point where I have this burning desire to drive to his house and thump him in the back of the head. How do I call him out without seeming overbearing? Tell me what I should do, says Caroline. You're being overbearing, Caroline. Leave him alone. He hates you.
Well, I think there are a lot of people who are way too tolerant and understanding of other people who treat them badly. And I'm not like that. No,
I am because of the abuse that I get on this podcast from you. And yet I keep coming back week after week. I've only got myself to blame.
Oh, that is really not true. You're the one. You're the one who throws abuse and accusations and insults at me all the time. You only read out the problems that are negative towards me.
That's completely untrue.
You do.
See, I'm being abused again.
You deserve it.
I do feel that I deserve it. Yeah. I'm a bad, bad boy, and I'll never amount to anything.
But why do people put up with really bad behaviour and treatment from other people?
Well, I think this entire country, without getting into it, I think this entire country's got Stockholm syndrome. I think this whole nation is addicted to abuse, which is what we're getting from the current regime, and we just keep coming back for more. Oh, he's doing his best. There's no point at which people say, frankly, this has got to stop. We just love it. Thank you, sir. May I have another?
No, I can't disagree with you there, Nickers. I do think Stockholm syndrome is the problem with a hell of a lot of people. And if people didn't keep bending over and taking it, it would end. It would absolutely end. Yeah, and this is where the French are getting it right. And you're right. It's just pathetic. It's pathetic what's going on. People are pathetic. Oh, he's doing his best. Is he hell? He's doing as he's told, if you ask me.
Well, if he is indeed doing his best, then he should be removed from office immediately.
Yeah, because if that's as good as it gets, Jesus Christ, there's no hope.
Yo, Snickers and Beryl.
Snickers. Oh, I like that. Snickers. I might call you Snickers from now on.
And then he says, Wagwan. W''GWAN? Question mark. What does that mean? Maybe it's how are you going? Wagwan. It sounds like Jamaican. Is this racist?
Oh, everything's racist, Snickers. Everything.
He says, when I was a kid, I had a soda siphon, which you could make your own soda water using little metal gas canisters the size of your thumb. I would then squirt said soda water into a glass with some fruit cordial and, what do you know, homemade fizzy pop. Frankly, I thought this was the bee's knees. Yet my mates sniggered at me as they drank cans of Panda Pops they'd bought down at the shop for a fraction of the price. Yet here we are in 2021, and the kids down the park must be fizzing their tits off as I keep finding little discarded canisters everywhere. Who's laughing now? Says Herbert in Lancashire.
Well, they were just the old, the first kind of soda streams, weren't they? That's what
soda
they were.
Streams. Yeah.
Yeah.
We used to have a soda stream. They were absolutely awful.
Yeah, they're rubbish. Absolute rubbish. I got bought one recently. It was just rubbish.
What? You bought one recently?
No, I didn't buy one. I got bought one.
Oh. Well, that's a weird gift.
Well, I know. I don't know. I didn't even want. Someone said, "Oh, but you said you wanted one." And I'm like, "Why would I? I hate fizzy water. I hate fizzy drinks. The only fizzy drink I like is champagne and beer. That's it."
Yeah, you can't make that in a soda siphon.
No, you can't. Although those soda siphons, they are quite popular now, aren't they? And you find them in second-hand and antique shops all the time, and they're really expensive. Yeah. But the canisters are the new the thing, aren't they, for kids?
It's the new glue. Yeah.
Yeah.
How do they even take them? Do they fill it in a balloon?
I don't know what they do. I don't know.
Where do they get them from? Where do they get all those little canisters from? Because they're everywhere. Park in a car park, and you can't take 2 steps without stepping on one of those things.
I don't know where they get them from, because if you bought one of those old soda siphon things, I bet you anything you'd go, "Oh, I can't buy the canisters," and yet the kids seem to know where to get them from.
Yeah, do they ever? Yeah.
How
sad is that, by the way? The kids these days are hanging out in car parks,
sniffing gas,
huffing gas. Yeah.
I know, but then we used to sit in car parks and smoke dope
before getting into the car and driving off confidently.
Well, no, because we used to have to hide from the cops, because you would get arrested then in those days if a cop...
In those days? Yeah. I think you still get arrested today.
But no, you don't. Everybody smokes. God, like walking around in London these days, you get stoned just off other people's bloody smoke.
That's completely untrue. And people do still get arrested and go to jail. It's. I think it's last time I looked. No, they absolutely do. It's something
not
in the
just for smoking it.
Yeah, 10,000, something like that a year.
No, that's only if you're dealing in it.
No. It's really quite surprising what the numbers are. You think that it's legalized by any other name, but it absolutely isn't. It depends on who you are, I think. I mean, if you're a white, middle-aged, middle-class person, well, just getting a high outside the Tate, then you'd probably be all right. But if you're in Brixton and it's 2:00 in the morning, then probably not.
Well, I don't know. I think you're wrong. I think you are allowed to have it and smoke it.
Right. I refer you to the email I read some moments ago. I was most impressed with Carol's analysis of climate change.
Shut the fuck up. Reading that again.
Nick and Carol, do you believe in ghosts? I keep hearing a knocking in my hallway, and when I go to investigate, I feel a cool breeze and get an uneasy feeling. Stuff keeps getting moved too, and it's driving me mad as I'm a logical person. Somebody suggested I clean my chakra, but I shower every day, so surely that's sparkly clean. What can I do, says Adam in Leeds.
Well, I don't believe in ghosts either.
No.
But yeah, some things that are unexplainable. I would guess that it's somebody winding you up.
Yeah, somebody that's been dead for 100 years winding you up.
Well, no, it'd just be someone else in the house, isn't it? I used to do it to people I lived with, and I rented when I shared flats and things like that. Just used to go into their room and just turn everything upside down.
Yeah. Who's drunk my milk again? I wrote my name on the carton. Oh, it must have been a ghost. And my cereal's gone. Damn it.
If a ghost can't eat or drink.
How do you know?
I know these things.
I was most impressed with Carol's analysis of climate change science the other day.
Right, that's it. I've got to go now.
Yeah, we got to go. Look at the time.
Actually, we have got to go. Look at the bloody time. Honestly.
Oh, my God.
Taking up my Sunday. There's a sun out there.
Exactly. One thing that we've forgotten to do for a couple of weeks now is to tell people where to send their messages, although they seem to have got the hang of it. It's nickandcarol@global.com. That's NICKANDCAROL @global.com. And prepare to be...
completely satisfied.
Yes.
Yeah, but we always tell people on the tweets that we put out where to send them to.
We?
We.
Me, you mean?
No, me too. You don't follow anybody, so you don't know what's going down.
That message was brought to you from 1978. What's going down? Oh, my God.
Shut up and tell me what you do. I need to get outside.
I do two other podcasts apart from this. There's the one called The Nick Abbot Habit, which is pretty funny. I've edited it together. It's a good one this week. Comes out on Monday. The Nick Abbot Habit from old shows pre-COVID, totally disease-free. It was when people were obsessed about Big Ben banging for Brexit. Do you remember that?
God. Yeah, that was the big thing then, wasn't it? But you must be almost on to the sea era.
Yeah, but a couple of weeks away. Yeah. Very exciting. Well, if only we knew then what we know now. Oh, God.
Oh.
I don't think we bothered waking up in the morning.
No.
We'd have all checked out. Also, there's the Friday and Saturday show that I do on the radio, which gets put out as a podcast. Take the news and the ads out. It takes less time to listen to. You'll use less electricity. And even Carol McGiffin will attest that it is good for the planet. And I'm on the radio Friday, Saturday, Sunday night at 10 on LBC. Meanwhile...
I write a column in Best Magazine, but you can't go into the newsagents and flick through it anymore. You'll have to buy it. But I don't know how much it is. I think it's about 80p or something like that. And it's...
That demonstrates a serious lack of interest in what you do.
Well, hang on. I haven't bought a paper magazine for donkey's years. I get everything on the iPad and it's a subscription, so I don't know. I do actually pay for my own bloody subscription for the magazine that I work for.
What?
Gordon Bennett. I know, because there's... Anyway, it's a long story. And this week, my column is about...
Me?
No, it's not about you. Oh, actually, it is a bit about you.
What?
No, that was the week before, wasn't it? I can't remember what it's about, so I won't go on. Anyway, it's a good one, though. I'm telling you, it's a good one this week.
Yeah, sure.
And I'm also going to be on Loose Women again soon because I'm going to go back to the UK for September. And I'm doing a tour. I'm going on tour.
Is that why Charlie Watts can't go with the Stones? Who's going with you?
Yes, and you can get tickets at lunchandlaughslive.com. So please come and see us.
Right. Now, I'm going outside to freeze to death, and Carol's going outside to be fried.
Going out to get boiled. Do you know what I'm going to do in a minute? I'm going to get an egg, and I'm going to crack it on the pavement and see if it cooks.
I bet you don't.
No, I'm not going to waste our lovely eggs. No. I bet it would, though. It's bloody boiling out there.
Right.
Anyway, is that it?
That is it, yes.
Oh, we're done. Blimey, that's an hour and 20 minutes.
That's excellent value for money, given that it's free.